Hello, this is Mr. Weber from the CCRC, and today we're going to be talking about what happens after high school and the things you need to be doing now to plan and set yourself up for success. First of all, I want to say make sure to join Google Classroom. And the reason for that is we post a ton of good information. We'll end up posting scholarship stuff. We'll post information about college visits, about apprenticeships, about visits to the school, about FAFSA, tons and tons of information that you will want to know. So this is your Google Classroom class of 2021. So one thing that's going to come up as you're all beginning to think about applications is you're going to run into people asking for your high school transcript. And it's not just about college. If you're thinking of an apprenticeship, they're going to want to see your high school transcript. If you're thinking about enlisting in the military, they're going to want to see your transcript. So in order for you to actually send that, you can't just ask your counselor to do it for you. You can't ask any of your teachers. You can't ask me and the CCRC to do this for you. You have to do it yourself using a service called Parchment. Parchment is where you can send your transcript automatically. First of all, when you go to parchment.com, you're going to go over to the learners or parents. Then you're going to actually create an account. So this is going to be pretty simple. You're just going to fill in the information that it is asking. Make sure you're putting the correct information in. Where it says highest level of education, remember you are currently in 12th grade for that. You'll go ahead and fill this in, sign up. I do recommend that you use your personal email. If you don't have one, you can use your school email. But the thing to remember is that eventually you're not going to have your school email anymore. So if you use your school one, you're going to lose access to Parchment once you graduate. So it's easier to just use a personal email now. So you've created your account. This is Mr. I's account here. And you'll go ahead and start by adding a school or organization that you attended. So you'll go ahead and click the blue wording right there. You'll just fill in some more information. So you're going to put when you were born, you're going to put your first year starting at Maine East and your grad year. So you'll be graduating in 2021. The other thing to remember is FERPA. You are going to say, I waive my right to access. This is simply going to allow your transcript to be sent for you. FERPA is a law that protects your educational information. So if you do not waive your rights to access, they will not be able to send that information out to anybody. One thing we want to make sure we do always is check out Career Ready. Some of you may remember this as Pathway Manager. They have changed the name to Career Ready, but you can still use the same website, which is 207.pathwaymanager.com. I'd like you to take a second, just pause the video here, go into Pathway Manager with 207.pathwaymanager.com, and then log in. You're going to use the same Maine East information that you would always use for something like your email or simply to log into your Chromebook. And go ahead and update your goals, update your profile. Oftentimes you'll get that pop-up bar. It's that green button that's there. Otherwise, you can just go into the profile that's listed and then go to your goals. This is useful because when you put colleges that you're interested in or careers you're interested in, I can send you information directly related to those careers. And I won't have to send you about stuff you're not interested in. So what happens next? You might have already done some of this, but if you haven't, you'll be doing so soon. You're going to meet with your counselor, and they're going to make sure you're actually ready to graduate. You've got all the requirements. There's nothing missing. Many seniors have taken driver's ed somewhere that isn't at Maine East. And what you need to do is you need to show proof that you actually completed that driver's ed safety component. So definitely talk to your counselor. If you fall into that, you can usually just send a copy, like a picture of your driver's license. That usually should work, but talk to your counselor. Let's make sure that you have what you need. Don't wait till the last possible minute, because I hate to say it, but this unfortunately does prevent some students from walking across the stage at graduation. So a post-secondary plan is very important to have. You got to start to think about what you're going to do after you graduate. You could go to a 4-year college. That's going to be a school like UIC, like Loyola, DePaul. You could also go to a 2-year college. That's going to be Oakton, Harper. They have transfer programs where you can complete the first half of your bachelor's degree and then transfer to any school you want to go to and finish the rest of it. They also have some certification programs that can take even less than 2 years and get you a good job immediately after completing that certification program. You can start a trade. There's a lot of apprenticeships out there where you can learn how to be maybe an electrician. You can learn how to be a carpenter. There's a lot of variety out there in trade programs, and these potentially can be great jobs that it doesn't take long to get them, even though you're completing an apprenticeship. Sometimes you can even get paid while doing the apprenticeship program. And even better, a lot of times they'll pay for you to go to a 2-year school like Oakton or Harper. So you can get a lot of benefits out of an apprenticeship doing a trade. You can also enlist in the military. Every year we have students that decide to do that, whether it's to get financial help to pay for college, whether it's just something that they want to do. Maybe it's something that they have a family history of. But you can definitely do that and open up a lot of opportunities for yourself as well. We also have a lot of students that work full-time immediately after high school. The thing I always say about working full-time right after high school, you don't want to just do the same job that you had while you were in high school, working the same amount of time. Usually you want to take a step forward. So let's talk in the CCRC and see what you can do now to help you take a step past the current job you might have now. That's a great conversation to have with me or even with Miss Massey in the CCRC. No matter what typically happens is that students who receive the highest level of training for their work will tend to have the greatest level of success in their field. So we just want to make sure you are prepared. This is your planning timeline for college applications. In August, I hope you've been thinking about what you're going to do, what schools you want to apply to if you want to do an apprenticeship program. And then I hope that now that we're in September, what you're doing is actually starting your applications. If you haven't already, I definitely recommend today go on Common App and go ahead and create an account. Most of the colleges that people apply to are going to accept the Common Applications application. Simply, that's a website that lets you fill out one application and send it to many, many schools. You should be finalizing your list of who you want to apply to. You should be starting your applications. You should also be starting your admissions essays. Sometimes you need none. Oftentimes you'll need at least one, but sometimes you even need more than one. So it's better to get prepared and get this stuff taken care of sooner rather than later, so you don't have to worry about it as the senior year continues. Especially because in October, you're going to start to worry about FAFSA and financial aid. We'll talk a little bit about FAFSA in a second, but I want you to remember that if you get your applications done before October, then you don't have to worry about them and you can just focus on your financial aid. So you can finish these things in steps so that way you can dedicate your time to making sure you do the best job you possibly can and then move forward to the next step. November is when most of the priority deadlines happen. What that simply means is when you hear early action, when you hear early decision, by November, those deadlines most likely have happened. Early decision is a binding agreement where you're telling a college, I'm applying to you now, and if you accept me, I guarantee you I will be there in the fall. For some people, that's a good idea. For most students, it is not the right idea. It is not an appropriate decision to make. What's always a good idea is to use early action. Early action is my favorite way for students to apply to college. What you're simply doing is applying early and finding out early. You have no agreement that you're going to go there. You can choose to go there, but you're not required to. And essentially what's going to happen is if a college has room for 100 students, in the early action application, they have room for 100 students. But if they accept, let's say, 60 in early action, in regular decision, which are the next batch of applications to come in, there's only room for 40 more students. So would you rather be applying for 40 spots that are available? Or would you rather be applying for 100 spots that are available? Obviously, more open spots is going to be better for your chance to get accepted. We want you to finish everything up by first semester. So in December, you should probably be wrapping up your college applications. Now, obviously, there are deadlines that happen after December. There are students who will still be applying to college after December, and that's okay. But if you can wrap up the majority of this application process before first semester is over, then second semester comes around, and all you have to do is focus on scholarships. And that's going to be a huge help for you getting money to help you pay for college. So let's talk about one of those things that helps you pay for college, and that is the FAFSA. The FAFSA stands for the Free Application for Federal Student Aid. Free is the key word, and you'll never want to pay anybody to help you complete the FAFSA. There's just no reason to. It's not that complicated of an application, and I will help you for free. The other key word there, application, that's all it is. All it is an application that's going to look at your family's income using tax documents in order to figure out what the federal government might need to help you financially in order to go to college. So really simple, it is free. It's an application for free government money. Who is eligible to fill out the FAFSA? Any student who is a citizen or an eligible non-citizen. We're going to talk about the eligible non-citizen part later on in the month, because we'll do that before October. But certain students are not eligible to fill out FAFSA. We're going to talk about that in just a moment. Why you should fill out the FAFSA is because you want to be eligible for grants, for loans, or any financial help to pay for school. The FAFSA begins October 1st. You cannot fill out the FAFSA beforehand. So if you've already started, unfortunately, that doesn't help you out because the application for next school year does not get posted on the website until October 1st. You should try and submit this by Thanksgiving. Even if you haven't finished your college applications, that's okay. Even if you haven't even started your college applications, it's okay to do FAFSA first. FAFSA is very important to get done early because some of this money does run out. So if you can't do the FAFSA, there might be multiple reasons why that's the case, and that's okay. We can't help you, though, if you don't come talk to us. So talk to your counselor or talk to me in the CCRC. We want to help you find your opportunity to get some money to help you pay for school. Some schools are going to have their own alternate version of the FAFSA, and they'll use that information to determine any financial help. Illinois also has a state application that you can file, and I recommend just ask me for help completing this application. It's very similar to FAFSA, but it is not the FAFSA. It is not found at the same website. It is found somewhere else, and it can be a little bit complicated to find it, So if you just reach out to me, I will give you the link to get exactly to it. And there are a lot of reasons why you might not be eligible to fill out the FAFSA. So let's just have that conversation and do what we need to do so that way you can potentially get some free money. I want to remind you that the CCRC has a ton of resources and we want to support you in any way possible. Whether that is your career counseling, exploring different career options, talking to Miss Massey, our career coordinator. She can even help you find a job right now, a part-time job. She can help you with job shadowing and internships. She can help you develop some skills, whether it's interviewing, resume writing, searching for jobs. There's a lot of support on the career side. On the college side, we have a ton of things available to you. We have virtual visits, about 4 days a week. We have multiple colleges that come to virtually visit our students. We also are going to have one-on-one help if you need help with an application. If you have questions, if you want help finding scholarships, you can reach out to me. We can set up a one-on-one time to meet during the day, and we can talk about those things. We even have somebody who is a financial aid expert who comes in virtually once a week to help our students with things like FAFSA and searching for scholarships. I do want to remind you about our CCRC virtual office hours. This is the greatest way to just drop in, even if you only have 30 seconds, but you want to answer or have a question answered really quickly. This is a great way to do that. It's the same Google Meets link every single time. You can even just scan that QR code and get right in. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, during your lunch block that you have because of your virtual meetings or your virtual classes, this is in that little half-hour lunch you get, so you don't have to spend the whole half an hour in there. Just pop in, ask your question, get your answer, and you can go right on with your day. If that doesn't work for you, you can always reach out to either me or Miss Massey, and we'll schedule an appointment. That way we can have a one-on-one conversation. Maybe that'll take a little bit longer if you need a little bit longer than the office hours that are available. I do hope that you stay informed. There's a lot of ways you can do that. Please talk to your counselors. Check the CCRC's website. Also, keep in contact with the admission counselors from different colleges. They are a wealth of information, and they want to help you. They don't just want to sell you on their school, although that is a part of their job. They also want to make sure you make an informed decision that works for you. You can follow me on Twitter at Maine East Mark. You can also go to the CCRC's website and even Instagram. We have a Maine East CCRC Instagram page. I do want to thank everybody for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you got some good information. Even if you do still have some more questions, that is okay. Just reach out to me, whether it's email, whether it's GChat, whether it is my open office hours or a one-on-one appointment. I'm here to help you out. Miss Massey is here to help you out. Your counselors and your teachers are here to help you out. Everybody wants the absolute best for you to make sure you are successful after high school. So please do not hesitate to reach out to anybody. Just go ahead, send that email, ask that question, and get the help that you need.